Joined us at the Red Bull Ring last year. Let's first watch this replay. Oh, Royal Inland is off. Coming down to Piratella. Manny, a former Freca racer, raced in Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Oh, Louis Rousset has taken a spin at Variante Alta. And I wonder if he's just about managed to keep it out the barriers. Let's have a look. He's certainly gone into the gravel. We did have a yellow flag out. This is what it was for. And that's the number 22 of Sam Shaheen, who has gone round. The driver who has come over from racing in Porsche Carrera Cup Australia and has taken a spin. And that looked like he just got in the dirty air of the car ahead, and it just unsettled the car. Here we go then. So downhill, braking zone into here. Arte Vestante pushing hard, pushing hard. Oh, there goes the apex. And there comes the gravel trap. Well, he's just carried far too much speed into there, hasn't he? And Arte Vestante straight off. I don't know if he's had some sort of issue. I think he's maybe had some sort of issue, though, with the amount of speed he carried in, maybe. Either that or he's just carried too much speed. That's Jaap van Lagen. He had a similar as their qualifying time. And Frymouth is just going to carry too much speed through the middle of Villeneuve chicane and light up the rears. Here we go. There we go. You can see just a little bit too much speed perhaps through there. Combination of that, taking a bit of curb. And there you can see the car was already gone. The gravel just exaggerated what was already going to be a spin there from Frymouth and helped him go around.
How does Laddie Tempiorda outbrake Harry King there? But he's got it done, and the cars bounce across the curbs at the opening Tamberella sequence, and now they head up to the Villeneuve chicane, and there's contact on the way in. I didn't see who that is, but there's going to be heavy contact with the barrier on the right-hand side. That's not going to threaten Laddie Tempiorda. Now, is that Alessandro Guidetti? I think it is. And that's why he came together with Simone Aikinta, and it was a case of 3 into 1, does not go. Yeah, car number 24 on the inside.
I'm out, Aikinta! What the f*** Aikinta is doing?
That was Cas Havercourt, the Dutchman, on the inside. And I genuinely think that when you're the meat in the sandwich there, as Alessandro Guidetti was, it's very, very hard to get out of that situation. The two cars either side, you see, are coming from a position of speed, because it was Alessandro Guidetti who'd made the mistake or had been forced off. The order was coming like a freight train. Now, there's Alessandro Guidetti, and he comes back onto the track. That delivers the concertina effect, and the car's going from a position of speed up the inside and around the outside. The picture drop out there. Cars already in the gravel, and this is what we saw on the opening lap, and then you're going to come back across the track, and a bit of a difficult moment there for Alexandre Souchet, and he's going to go off again. And Souchet there, well, he spent more time in the gravel on this lap than on the black stuff. That's Harry King there, just checking that the rear bumper is attached to Laddie Tempiorda's machine, and that was not planned. And you can just see the damage there. That's going to cause havoc to both cars. There's plenty of cooling in and around the front of these cars. This is where it all went wrong for Souchet. Almost a mirror image of Alessandro Guidetti's crash or incident. And then well, ran out of talent and road there up at Villeneuve, because there was no way at the speed he was going to make the second exit, second apex. Soren Spreng rotating around at Tamberella, always a sinking feeling.
On board with the number 6 car, Royal Inland into the hairpin. Oh, and there he goes. Oh no. Now that's the number 13 car. That has gone off. That is Louis Rousset. He was gone off down at Mirabeau. Let's find out what happened to Rousset. We only get a partial view of it, but there you go. Well, that tells us all we need to know, doesn't it? Louis Rousset running wide under braking and head on into the barrier. Mathis Gilbert is crabbing in that car, as we say. And Mathis Gilbert has had a problem. Oh, there we go. Mathis Gilbert into the barriers at Mirabeau. And that's, unfortunately... Oh, and Francesco Braschi's in the wall as well. He's gone into the barriers at Saint-Devote. And I think we're about to see why we have a yellow flag out at Sector 1. Oh, no, it's not Francesco Braschi, is it? Oh. He's just put the slick tyres on. That is, well, that's why we saw him with the car damage, wasn't it? So that's happened a few minutes ago. See what he can do with 17. I think he'd be very happy with 17th. Oh, that's the number 5 of Sebastian Freimuth. Well, we said we didn't talk much about him, and now he's just given us a reason to, as he demonstrates what Nouvelle Chicane looks like the wrong way round. Yeah. Very easy when you light the rears up too much coming through there. Who's this? This is Jaap van Lagen coming. Kaz Habecourt fastest through the second sector. Francesco Braschi now fastest through the second sector. There is Fernando Monhi into the barriers, and that is what befell of him, unfortunately. Duretti P8 just needs a good qualifying here, gets himself up the grid. This is Mathis Gilbert. Oh, and that was the number 13 of Louis Rousset, the 2 Frenchmen. We have a bit of a car park forming as Royal Inland changing again. Oh, no! And that's going to be the end of the session, surely. Just as we were seeing big improvements, were we going to see anyone else? I'm just trying to see if there's anyone in the last sector, but red flag is imminent. Larry Tenforder has just taken his 4th pole position at Monaco in a row. Whoa! Sam Shaheen going in there very quickly in the barriers at Saint-Devote. Your usual Red Bull Ring scenes, really, of drivers running wide. Did we get any kind of contact? The number 5 running wide. Oh, and that's where Risto Vukov spun. Oh, well, there we go. That's what happened to Vukov. This is going to be the moment for Harry King, is it? Here we go, there, fully sideways, Harry King, and it was contact with Marvin Klein that caused that. Let's have a look at it on board from Tenforder, and Harry King squeezing Marvin Klein nowhere else to go. So Timo Glock being reported he's ran wide. Let's have a look at what's happened. Yep, there we go, and just being caught out by the gravel, and that's gonna allow Francesco Braschi to go through, and also going through was Louis Rousset, who was only briefly through. There you go. Giorgio Maggi and Risto Vukov. Well, Maggi made the mistake and Vukov followed him off the circuit. Maybe not as much as he went off. Incident, and gains back one. Oh, it's just right front lock-up for Victor Bernier in his first season racing in the Porsche Mobil 1 Supercup, racing for them as well, sitting 3rd. Let's have a look at this replay quick first. Oh, we got a spinner to our left. That's one of the elite drivers. That's Huub van Eindhoven going through. That's the 24 of Kaz Habecourt going off, racing here for the first time. Here we go, the South African driver. Well, he's just gone in too heavy, isn't he? I think they're in the coming through Vale, and spins going to be so damp. It's rained quite heavily throughout the day. Gus Burton coming out of left field, just kicking up the gravel. That's been happening quite a lot today. Harry King, let's jump from one Brit to another, making his way, coming. Oh, well, he's going to take a spin there, coming through Village. And oh, that's a good start. Oh, that's the number 5 of Frymouth, having a spin. Sebastian Frymouth. No damage. And I think we're about to see what happens. There it was. So it was just behind Robert De Haan, and must have hit some grass out of Chapel. Here, left rear, yeah. I think that's probably what's happened. It's very easy. You can see where the grass is just
coming out of Village. Was he helped, or did that go round all by himself? No, all by himself.
The rookies fighting for their own championship and the financial prize that comes with it. Goretti, who was rookie champion last year. Oh, Francesco Breschi has taken a spin. Welcome back to him. This is Dirk Schouten, the driver doing great things in the Benelux series. Sadly not doing great things through the chicane. He's going to take a spin, pushing a little bit too hard on that occasion, but he was impressive. Huub van Eindhoven is not improving through the first sector, and no one else. Oh, look, he's gone off. Huub van Eindhoven's gone off into the gravel, and that has given us all the signs we need of what the track conditions are like out on circuit. Huub van Eindhoven straight on down at the Bruxelles chicane. Oh, and he's been followed in by Liram Zendelli. The track conditions are not good out there at all. the ever-experienced Jaap van Lagen. So he's come through turn 12. You got that gravel on the left-hand side there of screen. He's going to come into the... he's just going to miss his turning point into the penultimate corner. Just got on the dirty stuff, Jaap van Lagen. We've seen that all day long, just taking a little bit too much speed. 148.124, and he looks like he's... and Cedric Chissang goes for a spin, coming down to... the second. He is 4th place.
So we saw the spin at turn 1. What does 10-4 do? He's up all the way and beyond. You can see the witness marks, how many cars are doing that across the grass into the gravel. And a little trip there, that will play on his mind now for the next couple of laps. Where's my braking point? Here is the spin for Zendelli. Real lazy loop. It just went on the way in. And I think that's where the dry line disappears and goes back to damp. And it just caught the rear of that car.
Sounds like he might have just taken a spin. Let's maybe find out the answer to that question.
Let's see. So he does loop it round and actually does a full 180 into the gravel trap, and it's going to be the momentum going backwards. The splitter is designed to go forwards, not backwards, so it's basically acting like a parachute, and it just gets ripped up by that gravel. And it's quite a cool skateboard trick, that, isn't it? There's full 360. Unfortunately, didn't get the clutch down quick enough to stop the car stalling. But I'll be interested to see what the team can do there. Can they repair that, or are they just going to have to rip it off?
Is this about... are we about to see what happened here to Goretti, Joe?
Yeah, I think cold slicks, the wettest part of the track because it gets used the least, just understeers straight into the pit wall, and has obviously done a fair bit of damage to that front left corner, probably broken the steering control arm, so he's not able to turn the car. Just trying to look at that time.
Weird Hub van Eindhoven there, recovering after being passed by Jaap van Lagen. This is Harry King just being squeezed on the apex and then unceremoniously dumping Matthias Jalbert off on the exit curve. You see Jalbert trying to come across, giving Harry King no room at all. Harry King stays in and repays the favour on the exit. Robust stuff from Harry King. Matthias Jalbert knows not to challenge King with those antics. I don't think King could have done anything about the momentum that Harry King had. Soren Spreng, a little tête à queue down at turn 1. Been a difficult year for the Porsche Junior. Alessandro Guidetti was hoping for much, much more. Just struggled with a bit of pressure and expectations on his shoulders. We saw Paul Meyer just getting a little bit of a tap. He's one of the guest drivers. Well, it's Niels Troost in the Team GP car. And what happened here? Well, forgot to brake. Battling for position there with car number 17, Paul Meyer. Yeah, far too much speed.
After the race, that was for contact with Havercourt. Let's have a look at this. Ariel Levy, they're going into the gravel. And there we see Ariel Levy running a little bit wide on the brakes. Oh, there we go. Well, has he had a problem with his brakes, because he's gone very, very wide there. So the number 6 car is coming into view now. First car in our picture. Oh, and there we go. Well, looks like the front splitter came off, and that is what happened to Royal Lindland. Van Eindhoven, Gilbert Braschi. What's happened down at Rogier? Chicane. Oh, one of the dynamic cars has gone round, and that looks like Aldo Vistante, the Italian. Not the start to the session he would have wanted, so he's took too much curb through the right, unsettled the car, and that has unfortunately seen the car go round. I'm hearing he's had a puncture as well, so maybe that's a course of that incident. Paolo Niemi has gone into the first chicane a little bit too quickly, and with a bit... Let's have a look back at it again. He's in the middle of this queue. There he goes. Oh, it looks like he may have already had the puncture, actually. Oh, that's Braschi, actually. Oh, that's a different driver. So 2 dynamic cars. There we go. So Brassi's essentially replicated that incident. Too much curb again. So we've dragged even more gravel and possibly put some gravel in the floor of that car. Let's have a look. Oh, and he's hit the barriers as well. So might be some subtle damage to the car as well. Let's have a look. He's gone in a little bit too quick. And Van Lagen rejoins. Giuseppe Guerrieri. My question is, how has he ended up in that position? That's the answer, possibly. Simone Quinta is down there as well. So the 2 Italian wildcards are down there. Are they at the same place? We'll confirm. Let's have a look. This is our camera down at Rettifilo. There's a lunge from Giuseppe Guerrieri. Oh dear. And that's contact with Simone Quinta. Well, he's made a big mistake down into the first corner. And he's wiped out Simone Quinta. Now that looked like, to me, Giuseppe Guerrieri knows he's made a big mistake and he's simply trying to avoid Simone Quinta. Maybe he's had a problem with his car. To do it this season, Robert De Haan, his rival in the rookie title, out of Lesmo 2. We're looking at Guerrieri, who it looks like hit some debris, then his tyre delaminated. So, well, nothing he can do there. The front right tyre is completely delaminated. He's hit some debris, and that's...
And White Machine holding everyone up here as we head through the second Lesmo. Oh no, was that Ariel Levy going off in the background? We've got a car in the gravel and in the barrier. This is why the safety car's out, to share backing the field up. Van Eindhoven directly behind. I think it was Jaap van Lagen and Ariel Levy side by side. And Ariel Levy into the second Lesmo, the victim of circumstance there. Ganetti lives to fight another day as there's contact further back and someone has spun around there. It's Alexander Tacher as we see. So watch, we're looking at about 6th place. Was there a tap from Jaap van Lagen, or did Alexander Tacher just lose that all by himself? It looks as though there might have been contact, you know. I don't want to land Jaap van Lagen in it without being certain. I think it is Burkamps that has gone straight on. Nice little air brake. Everything that you don't want around this Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. Quite a few cars going through there, and well, there was a bit of contact. Brake on Aldo Festante's car, or was that just contact? I think something broke after contact on the left front of that Dynamic Motorsport machine, and that's the reason why Aldo Festante has parked it up. We haven't seen much of Vukov, but that is a good return. And now he's going straight off. So, as I was celebrating his success, he's made a real Horlicks of things up at Ascari, gone straight on. Keegan Masters just having a look there at Van Eindhoven, and there's chaos further back down into Ascari. There's cars spinning off. Not into Ascari, into the Rettifilo, sorry. Cars everywhere.
From every man, come on. Are you serious?
He just went straight on.
Thank you. Mega job, mate. Honestly.
Well, he's not very happy about it. Reading between the lines. Now Risto Yukov carrying a bit too much speed through the Ascari chicane. Needless to say, fired himself across the grass and the gravel like a rocket, and then round at the Rettifilo. this is what was going on ahead of Kaz Havercourt. Chaos is the best way to describe that. At the Retafido, he's down in 22nd. Matthias Jalbert, we saw him in the wars, he's down in 25th. This is Akinta. You just see how much gravel gets sprayed onto the track. Out of the Parabolica, Kaz Havercourt.
This is Robert Dehaan. He's going to absolutely go for it to try and get more ground and more of a safety net, and he's cut the chicane. He's had a little bit of a coming together there of Kleinen in the background. That looks like that's Kaz Havercourt's had contact on the final lap, and his rookie championship hopes come to an end in the most dramatic of fashion. Kaz Havercourt out the race and out of title contention for the rookie championship. Let's watch back this instant with Havercourt then.
So
watch for the orange and black.
In the background, he comes straight over the chicane. There he is, joins back on. Oh, and it's the other rejoining car just comes straight across into him.
That's Victor
such
Bernier,
a dangerous rejoin, and that's the championship over. So it wasn't actually Kaz particularly being too trigger happy trying to get through the field. It was the other rejoining car. Here we go, we're on board with him. So yes, he does miss the chicane, tries to go around the outside. Yeah, not too much harm done. And then look to our left, just absolutely nothing can be done. And then the second impact, debris flying everywhere. It's quite a scary shunt actually for Kaz.
The right thing in the end, just pulling the car over into a safe place. Devastation. Kaz Havercourt leading the rookie title all the way, and a valiant effort. He came from 32nd all the way into a position where he got himself to a place on the last lap, despite the safety car square.